Boy, I'm telling you, Andy, what a difference a week makes, huh? I mean, geez, last week we were, hell, I mowed the lawn, got the autumn cleanup done on Thursday morning, and I was sweating, wearing shorts, a tank top, about 70. By Thursday night, Friday, it was blowing in, and the next thing you know, we had snow yesterday, Saturday, today it's snowing, it's 30, Montana. Isn't that amazing, Andy? I mean, seriously, the weather changed like it owed somebody money, man. It was, pew, out of here, man. It was just, it's wild, you know, it's like, ah, sweet mother of God, what is this? Water from Camp Lejeune? Jesus Christ, enough already. We know the water's bad at Camp Lejeune. Jesus. Actually, coffee's all right. We just needed a setup for Camp Lejeune. I mean, seriously, man. We know the water was bad. And have you read? I mean, geez. First of all, the commercials. Camp Lejeune, Camp Lejeune, Camp Lejeune, and then you might be, you know, if you were there between 1950 and 1988, you may be eligible for financial compensation. Some of the diseases are, and fuck, they run a list of diseases like, man, you could have cancer of your toes, every cancer known to man, every defect known to man you could have from being at Camp Lejeune. And you know why? Benzine. Benzine was leaching into the water, and then they were drinking the water with benzene in it, okay? And they're drinking the water, and they're drinking the water, and it's going through your brain and your eyes. It's just like alcohol. People think that alcohol is good for you and it's a fun drug, when in all actuality it goes to every organ in your body and does damage. So the benzene's in the water at Camp Lejeune from 1950 to 1988, and you may be eligible for brunch. Raise your hand, everybody, if you have a gas range, a gas stove, a gas furnace, or a gas grill. Can I see a show of hands? One guy, and he's raising his hand, and hey, it's me! Benzene is one of the prime after effects, byproducts of natural gas. So if you're burning, science has discovered, reports are out in the news just recently, and I think Camp Lejeune has something to do with it, and that is that benzene is in gas ranges and gas stoves, and people who may have used those could be, you know, in the same boat as the people in Camp Lejeune. So, if you have a gas furnace, you've been breathing benzene all this time. And science is saying now it's, you know, you could be dying. It's like fucking A, man. Everything we do is bad for us anymore. You can't eat this. You can't do that. You can't have benzene in your water. You can't. And I've been on some sites and on Facebook where there are actual people that were at Camp Lejeune that are still alive. And they are, first of all, they are messed up bad. They are. Second of all, they say, you know, when we'd make our coffee or we'd get a pot of water, there'd be this like film on the top. This like yellow in the toilet. And can you imagine just washing in benzene? Well, if you have a gas furnace, you don't have to imagine, because it's all in your air in your home. And science is telling us now that benzene can be harmful. They just started learning about it, and I don't know why they are just learning about it. It's a carcinogenic. Everybody knows it, and it's just like, God damn, quit telling me the water's bad. I know. Every commercial, I got it, all right? I mean, it just, the commercials go on, and it just sucks. Sucks. I mean, I feel bad for the people, but, it sucks like modern country music. Andy, everybody that watches me, everybody that's talked to me, they know that I am a product of the 60s and 70s. I'm a classic rock kind of guy. Okay? I know pop music. I know one-hit wonders when I hear them. There is nothing about modern country that is even remotely country. What, Luke Bryan running around with skinny preppy boy jeans? That's country? Just because Jason Aldean puts a cowboy hat on, I can put a cowboy hat on. Does that make me country? No. I know one-hit wonders. I heard a Brad Paisley song that has doo-wops, Andy. Doo-wops and country? I don't know a lot about country, people. I'll tell you that. And they're like, well, you certainly don't know if you're calling modern country crap. Fuck you. Country, when I was growing up, I know country because even though I'm from Detroit and I was raised on Motown and classic rock, there was Waylon, and there was Willie, and Johnny, and Patsy, okay? Legends in the country music, Loretta, okay? And what they're doing now is not that. If I hear one more song on the radio, surfing, I surf the radio, Andy, and I'm trying to, well, it's buttons now, and you're doing this and doing that, trying to do something, a classic rock station is playing grunge music, heavy metal, and I'm listening, looking, and I hit the country, and I got songs about, what the hell, I could write a country song. I left my beer in the pickup truck when she was wearing blue jeans during sunrise. Got one, got a hit. Jason, give me a call. Aldean, Luke, I got one. It's just nuts. It's not country. It's not country. It's not Waylon Jennings. It's not Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, I've already mentioned. It's not country, it's pop. They're out singing doo-wops and swinging around, and we're doing this and doing that. It's not country. I know music. I know pop music when I hear it. I know those one-hit wonder sounds that we had in the 60s and 70s. It's the same upbeat rhythm, the nonsensical lyrics. Well, except for country, it's always beer, chicks, blue jeans, pickup trucks. That's all they know how to write about. Taylor Swift. Did you hear about Taylor Swift, Andy? Taylor Swift is a modern country artist who also does the pop music. And last week, she crashed. She said, boom, crashed Spotify. Crashed it. I remember when Kim Kardashian's butt crashed the internet. I don't remember it personally. I remember hearing about it. And when did she have a beer record? But then Taylor Swift crashed Spotify with her new song. Now, I hate to draw this comparison, but if you're crashing Spotify like that, I mean, the teenage, first of all, it's a teenage phenomenon. They're all crashing and falling. Oh, Taylor's got a new song. Oh, Taylor, we love you. They're a cult. They're a cult. They're dangerous. Teenage girls that follow Tyler's. I'm not talking Blue Oyster cult, fearing the Reaper. But country music is poor. It's just upbeat pop music. And Taylor is like the queen of that. And she has this huge following, and it's a cult. Now, we'll probably get away from Taylor when I start going off on cults, but it's a cult. I mean, cults were big. Andy, when I was a kid, here we go again. When I was a kid, cults were a big phenomenon. It seemed like they were everywhere. You know, even we had the Hare Krishna, the Hare Krishnas. You know, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And then listen to some George Harrison. But cults were, I mean, all Taylor Swift's followers. It could be a cult. What are some other cults? You know what? Charlie Manson was a cult. He had a smaller cult. But he had that power over his people. He could do no wrong. Okay. Other cults that are bigger, you had Jim Jones at the People's Temple. Okay, there were 4, 5, 6, hundreds of people committed suicide. You had David Koresh. That was the Branch Davidian. That's when Janet Reno decided to kill children. Nuke the place, basically. Heaven's Gate, that was Marshall Applewhite. Now, if I say that Taylor Swift's followers are a cult, and I just mentioned these people in the same, what do cults have in common? Okay, first of all, first rule number one, there's a one leader. There's one guy that runs the show, or a gal. Okay, Charlie Manson, Jim Jones, David Koresh, Marshall Applewhite, Warren Jeffs, the Angels Landing cult, remember them? The first important rule is the leader is the leader. Okay, so Charlie, Jim, David, Marshall, Taylor, they can do no wrong. They're never wrong. Even when evidence points that Charlie was wrong or Koresh was wrong, that their followers ignore it. Okay? They just ignore it. They can do no wrong. The leader can't break any laws. The leader is always being set up. The leader is never wrong. He's always being persecuted, picked on. What's another common thing? Okay, all the Taylor Swift cult members, they're all teenage girls. So that's a commonality. Okay, Charlie, brainwashed with acid and drugs. Jim Jones, David Koresh, and Marshall Applewhite did what most cults do. The second thing that you notice is that there's something about them that they all look alike. Heaven's Gate had the white robes. Not the Klan, but, well, could the Klan be a cult? They don't have a supreme leader, but, their mannerisms are certainly, but Heaven's Gate, they all wore the white robes. David Koresh, okay, he had them, and the women were in the blue and the red, or blue and the black robes. Okay, they dressed alike. Jim Jones, haircuts, so you could see that they had haircuts. Charlie just was, he had a bunch of drugged out, brainwashed, but he qualifies because he was charismatic. Okay, the leader's charismatic. And the followers you can identify them by something that they wear, or a mannerism, or a slogan. something like that. Cults also have common goals. It's a social group, okay? They're usually out there. You usually could be able to see them. They have common beliefs like religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, philosophical beliefs. I said that wrong. There's your student loan money at work right there. They share a common belief system. Okay? Cults do believe, all of these people that I've mentioned, not Taylor though, have committed violent acts or have been associated with violent acts. You know, they're the religious and spiritual too. You know. Jim Jones convinced how many people to commit suicide? To drink the Kool-Aid. And now it's a common saying, Andy. It's really funny because, well, if you are a Biden supporter or if you are a Trump supporter, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. It's like, really? You're equating those two people with Kool-Aid drinking, which was made famous by Jim Jones, who was a cult leader. Enough said. Okay? So, they have those philosophical beliefs. They're recognizable because when they're out in public, the Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. Yeah, I'm going to do it every time. Okay? They had the orange robes, remember? And the shaved heads with the ponytails. Charlie, they were all hippies. Okay? But Jim Jones, haircuts. David Koresh, robes and dress manner. Heaven's Gate, white. The Angel's Landing, they wore did they wear hats? And hats and shirts, right, both. So they want to be identified so people know who they are. And they're a fringe, if you're a cult member, if you're a cult follower, if you think your leader can do no harm, then you might as well just pack it up and become a Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna. So, cults, I miss them. They're not as common as they were. When I was a kid, there were cults everywhere. You're a cult, everyone. It was like Oprah giving away gold. You're in a cult, you're in a cult, we're all in a cult. It was like that. Now that you don't hear about Angel's Landing and Heaven's Gate and Branch Davidian and the People's Temple, Manson family, they're all gone. They're all going to die in California prisons, and I think that's right. They should. So, Taylor Swift, we got from Taylor Swift, Andy. I went from Taylor Swift to cults. And actually had the audacity to try. What are the Taylor Swift? They're all teenage girls. They all dress like teenage girls. That's good enough. Manson family were all hippies and unwashed and the counterculture. James Jones, people had haircuts. Koresh dress. Heaven's Gates dress. Angel's Landing, hats and shirts. They identify with their leader. Charlie's dead. Jim Jones dead. Marshall Applewhite's dead. And didn't Bonnie something that was his co-founder? It was a girl, which really worked because then you had a man and a girl. Jim Jones was Jim Jones and David was David. Heaven's Gate, you had Marshall and Bonnie. Get them double. So, I kind of miss cults. Kind of miss Blue Oyster cult, too. So, wish we could play some Blue Oyster cult here. I had a good theme music for the show, but we can't because of copyright violations. Right. Speaking of copyright violations, day before yesterday, Saturday, I watched the Sugar Sean O'Malley fight. He won by split decision over Peter Yan. You know, and Twitter blew up. Oh, he didn't win. I was at brunch and I saw it. He didn't win. And the fight was like at 1:30, 1 o'clock. It was from Abu Dubai. Not Doobie, not the Doobie brothers, but Abu Dubai. He won by split decision. It was 29-28, 29-28 Sugar Sean, and then 29-28 Peter Yan. Twitter blew up. Said, you know, he didn't win it. They gave it to him fight. I don't know if they watched the same fight that I watched. What I saw when Sugar Sean fought on Saturday was that I thought he won the first, and he definitely won the third with that. Just with the knee kick alone, he won the third. Critical strikes. I don't know what it was, but it was quite a bit. It was very lopsided in Sugar's favor. So now it looks like he's going to get a title shot, and rightfully so. So, Sugar! Yeah! We salute him! Saturday, I did a reaction video of the fight. I recorded the fight in its entirety. I was in my other studio. I had the big screen right over by my shoulder, and I was sitting down there. So you had my little face in the corner. And I was talking about brunch and Colts, you know, and Blue Oyster Colt, you know, and sweet mother of God, Camp Lejeune. And I recorded the whole fight, put it out, and YouTube would not let it go because I infringed copyright. So my YouTube channel didn't get took down. They just said, hey, dude, you can't do that. And I'm like, hey, dude, the fight's over. I can do that. And they're like, no, it's copyrighted. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I could post highlights. And they said, you didn't post highlights. You post the whole fucking fight. So I tried for everybody to get that fight up. And I did not succeed at all. But it was a good fight. He punched better. Yan controlled, like, what was it, Andy, 5 minutes and some odd seconds of the fight. He had, he controlled on the ground. I saw that as that Yan not in the fight didn't want to fight with Sugar Sean. He didn't want to stand up and even though he tagged him a couple times, he didn't want it. So I thought that he spent a third of the fight on the ground, so he didn't have to go toe to toe with Sugar. And when he did go toe to toe, well, critical strikes, and that decided the fight. So for those of you that think it was thrown, that think it was, given to Sean O'Malley, he earned it. He had more critical strikes, and he won the fight by split decision. And I almost got in trouble posting it for copyright infringement. So I got a video of it. If you want it, PM me. I'll send you a video, private video, and you can watch it. YouTube said I could post it, but no one can see it except me. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? No one can see it but me. Why would I you know where I'm going with this. What else? Sugar fought on Saturday. Oh, jeez. What was it, Friday? Friday, news comes out, and the news comes out. The 101st Airborne and the 2nd Armor Battalion are now in Romania, just about this far from Ukraine. Now, this has got varying opinions, pro and con, so let me tell you what I think about it. First of all, the 101st Airborne is already elite, okay? They're there, and Russia should take notice. Okay, all they're doing is bombing the Ukrainian infrastructure and their power plants and the kids and dogs and women and children in schools again. So the 101st album is our spearhead. Okay, it is our spearhead. That means, it's the tip. It means when we go to combat, they're there, and we're glad they're there. And other people are not. I think we're there for, everybody's there, well, it's only war games during brunch. And, no, we're there permanently is what the word is. And I'm glad. Okay. I've said this and I've said this before and I'll say it again. Russia's a paper tiger. They've shown their weakness. Okay. This thing in the Ukraine should have took 2 weeks. Okay. And now it's going on. It's going to be winter, and they are they're worse off than when they started. They've lost 300. They've lost more troops, Andy. I read the other day. I read this yesterday, Sunday, and the Sunday News said they have lost more troops in Ukraine than the Americans lost in Vietnam. So this is not working out well for them. Now the 101st Airborne is over there, and the 2nd Armored Division, Battalion, and I think we should just go in there and kick their ass. They're weak. They're a paper tiger. Who do they got backing them? Who? What is it? Iraq and who? Pakistan? Ooh! And you don't go in there because they got Iraq. Fuck Iraq. Okay. We should just go in there and put an end to it, okay? Putin's not. Everybody's like, he's got. There's always a potential for nukes, but now everybody's starting to prepare for them. Okay, if Putin did a limited nuclear strike, they'd be wiped out. The Russian army would be wiped out in a second with the 101st Airborne and the 2nd Armor. It'd be done, okay? There's kids fighting for Russia now. There's kids. So, send Warren Jeffs over there. Is he in prison? I don't know. Cult boy. Send Sugar Sean over to the Ukraine. Have Sugar Sean and Putin get in the ring. We got snow and cold this week. So if you are planning to do stuff this week and this Monday morning, you need to slow down, take your time, give everybody some time to adjust. I mean, geez. Andy, I've seen like 14 wrecks in the last 2 days, and they're all Texas license plates. If you don't know, if you don't live in Great Falls, we have an influx of workers from Texas for working on the refinery here in Great Falls. We have a big refinery, Calamute Refinery, and they're doing a bunch of renovation work, covert stuff. I don't know what they're doing. And we got workers from Texas. Well, they don't know how to freaking drive, for starters. Every accident that I've seen the last week or so, all summer long, Texas plates, they're driving in front of you, cutting off. You'll be in a 2-lane, going both the same way, like on 2nd Avenue or 1st Avenue, the one-ways, and I'll be in this lane, and they'll want to turn this way, and they'll go like right in front of you and turn down the side street. They don't have a clue how to drive. They don't know. They tailgate. They're crazy drivers. And the accidents are coming, and we don't even have snow and icy roads yet. Can you imagine? They're paying crazy rent, too. They'll pay $9,000 for a basement laundry room to live in. That's why they're driving our rent. So we got crazy Texas drivers. Sugar Sean, Colts, Modern Country sucks. I'm sorry, man. If you like it, I'm really sorry, but You just like pop music. That's all you like. It's not country. If you like the new stuff and you don't like you don't like Johnny Cash, and you don't like Loretta Lynn or Tammy Wynette or Patsy Cline or Waylon Jennings, you don't like country music. You like pop music, the new stuff. That's pop. Do wop, Brad Paisley. I'm gonna do wop. But why you give me why? Am I getting out of line? All right. And he's giving me the old half an hour sign. So we've reached our time limit. Things aren't really cool over in Russia yet. So keep up with them duck and cover drills. That's right. And in New York, you got to go inside, skip brunch, and hide under a table. Learn to duck and cover. Adopt, don't shop. Go to the shelter if you need a dog. Rescue, foster, just go and help out. If you needed to be worked by 8 o'clock, you are absolutely not on time. All right, drive safely. Have a great weekend. Next Monday, we will be here, same time, same goddamn place. Till next week.